Hi and welcome back. Sorry for that little delay. I have a 10-month-old and sometimes he gets a little upset. He's sitting right here beside me, so hopefully he'll be good. Okay. Now I wanted to show you this garlic press. This garlic press is really fabulous. Pampered Chef carries them. Far worth the money. I've had this one for probably 10 years. And I've used it a lot, haven't I, baby boy? Well, I tell you, I try to make videos, and a lot of times either don't have a babysitter or have the baby. I apologize for the long interval between them. Now all you do is you put skin and all, the garlic right in the hole, and then you press this tamper down on it. And I'm going to use this little glass that I have the pepper in. Now all you do is you just press it together. And as you can see, it comes out the end, and I usually will take a knife and cut that off. Later on this evening, I'm going to be making a recipe, hold that thought, for a tofu. I'm going to be making a buffalo tofu with vegetables over some quinoa this evening. I went to the Wild Cow in downtown Nashville, and they had a dish. They had that dish, beans and greens, and OMG, it's fabulous. So I was really, really interested in trying to recreate that. And I'm going to give Connor something else to play with. You want to hold the salt? He loves containers. Keep him occupied forever, as long as the lid's on tight. Alright, so I got another clove of garlic. And they had garlic kale greens. They were just lightly tossed in some garlic olive oil. Is what it seemed to be. And then they had pinto beans that were simmered in a mixture of garlic, and it's kind of like a spicy flavor, so I'm guessing they like the jalapeno in them, and some onion and some red pepper, and then they put that over cooked quinoa. Now, quinoa grain is fantastic. I'm pretty new exposed to that. I looked it up on the internet, and it said that it was a really fabulous source of protein. Even for regular vegetarians, use it a lot. And what I'm doing here is I'm just getting the skin out of this. Oh, he's digging this salt skin outside of the salt container. Then I have to clean that after. Let's keep him occupied. Ooh, luckily I didn't break the glass. Now, I wanted to show you a little thing about kale. I'm going to make the kale, sauteed kale with garlic and a little bit of olive oil a little bit later. And everything I'm using for this is organic, including the quinoa, and I'm going to make that in some filtered water. Now, this, I don't know if you're familiar with kale. Kale is a green, hold on a second, let me just move this salt, because I rinsed this and I got a little bit of salt. A little water going on. Kale is usually what you see on the side of your plate when you're going to have a nice big old steak. And it's usually got some kind of like orange or something fabulous on it. But this is a great source of protein. Pound for pound, it's more than red meat. It's better to digest, very high in protein. I make kale chips with kale, and I use it in salads. Now, this has a long, heavy stem right in the middle of it, and you can usually just basically tear it from the stem. And I'm just kind of breaking up the leaves a little bit with my hands. Now I'm going to save the stems. Hey, baby. I'm going to save the stems for the morning for my smoothies. I use it in smoothies, and sometimes I use it in juice. Actually, I might even do it juice. That would be kind of good. I usually put kale in my juices with some apple or maybe some carrots. Shake the water off this. Makes a really fabulous greens. And in fact, I've been going in the salon a lot and doing some of the green juices, and as I go along in the diet, it gets a little dark green and more dark green and a little more dark green, and before you know it, it is really dark green, and everyone's like, oh, good God, what are you drinking? But kale is really fabulous. It doesn't have too strong of a flavor. It's really mild. It's really great sauteed with a little bit of garlic and olive oil. It's really fabulous, as well as fabulous just cut up. You want to hold a piece of kale, buddy? You want to check it out? It's kind of, look it. Why don't we have him hold the one that stems? He might like that. Here, check it out, bud. Maybe he'll chomp on it and get some of the protein from that. But kale is really fabulous. I usually will put a little bit of lemon juice on kale, and kale is very fibrous. So you want to take the kale and you just kind of, when I'm doing it in a salad, I'll usually put it in a big old bowl, and I'll pour a little bit of olive oil or hemp seed oil. Flax oil is good for salads as well. I usually try to do with organic, very clean oil. Then I'll put a little bit of the Celtic sea salt and some fresh ground organic pepper on it, and maybe some citrus or a little bit of vinegar, like apple cider vinegar, or spices. I mean, it's pretty much, you can design whatever salad, whatever flavor profile fits well for you. But you'll just take it and pour it all over there and just kind of really pick up the greens and really smush it in my hands and get your hands into your food. Get real excited about your food, because, that's part of the whole experience of bringing food to the table, and the love for your family is to bring nutritious things that are going to just really build them up, nutritionally, and really giving back to your family. That's the thing that's always been really resonated with me as I've been, as I've grown up, providing for people. I went to culinary arts at Pathfinder Vocational Tech, and that was the course I chose. And I really had a lot of joy by feeding people and just seeing what I made, just them getting so excited about it. And so I've kept doing that throughout life, and just cooking for people. It's always been a passion of mine. So now I can kind of direct it in a whole new way. I used to see food as pretty much the enemy, being someone who's very overweight, and at one point getting real close to that 400 pound mark. It's crazy. Food had become my enemy. And now it's become very exciting. Something that I look forward to, providing my friends and my family food at the table. And seeing the new things throughout the vegan lifestyle is really exciting. There's so many different flavors that you can put together that you can't really get with cooked food. And the enzymes and the living food, the energy that comes from that is really fantastic. It's just a wonderful way of eating. And like I said earlier, it's just so vibrant and vivid. The colors, it's just, you can't, if you were to cook all of this, you wouldn't get the vivid, the green and the sun-dried tomatoes and just the vivid colors from that. And those enzymes are just amazing. And I encourage you to grow a pot of fresh herbs on your patio this summer if you don't have a yard, and just kind of grow them in organic soil and water them and give them some love, because that's the best thing that you can do for yourself. The spices are very expensive, and if you could just do that one little thing for yourself, take the regular iodized salt off your table, pitch it in the trash. It's not good for anything. Bring Celtic sea salt into your diet. It's rich in minerals. It brings an amazing dimension to your food. If you do cook food, it melts very easily in soups. You don't need as much. It is pretty expensive. The container size that I had was not a very big size. This one says 8 ounces is the size. You want the stack? Oh, he's chomping away on the kale. I'm making a vegetarian out of him yet. But it's about $9.99 at Whole Foods for that size sea salt, but it takes a long time to go through that sea salt. I haven't had that one very long, and I'm just thrilled with it. I probably won't be able to show you the cooked quinoa this evening. I'm just trying to replicate something that I saw at a vegan restaurant that I really enjoyed and bring that to the table for my family. So I'll give you an update and tell you how it goes, and if I was successful at kind of getting a close profile. With theirs, they did have I think a sour cream kind of dressing on the outside of it, which really kind of dulled down the heat a little bit. But it was really good. If you get to Nashville and you have a spare moment, it's on Eastland Ave. It's called the Wild Cow Restaurant. It's an exciting restaurant. It's very chic and urban, and there's a lot of young hip people in there as well as us old folks. But it's a great restaurant, and they have some really vibrant foods for you to enjoy. I want to go over the book that I was reading again, just give you kind of a quick synopsis. Salt Your Way to Health. It's David Brownstein, MD. The book, I'm probably about 99% through it. I marked the page, but I'm way past that. I was reading into the night, and I just got it yesterday. There's a lot of things that I want to read a quick thing here to you. I have a page marked here about diet. Okay, maintaining adequate sodium levels is a crucial function of the body. Low salt diets will result in the body's increase in certain hormones. It also will, hold on a second. These hormones can stimulate the sympathetic nervous system of the body. Let's see. I'll give you like the gist instead of reading because it's really bright out here. I'm having a hard time seeing. But the thing that I have noticed when you're using something like Celtic sea salt versus the other, it's going to help with your insulin levels. It's going to. I mean, they did a big study of people who had heart issues and diabetes, and the thing that they found that was really kind of fascinating, and I really think these drug companies are trying to push all the pills down our throats, but they saw that there wasn't much of a difference in people who used, between the iodized salt and the Celtic sea salt, that it actually brought the pH down. And in order to control your diabetes and heart issues, you need to have a alkaline-based diet, and you have to have your pH in a place where it's balanced. 7.2, I believe, is the number. I'll confirm that in my next video because I wanted to do a synopsis of that pH book that I had read because I'm just about done with that one. I'm reading everything at the same time because I'm pretty excited about it. But if you balance out the pH in your body, not only will the inflammation leave, and that's been the biggest thing. Like, my hands don't swell up anymore, my feet don't swell up anymore, and I just have more vibrancy and more energy than I've ever had before. And it's really quite cool. And you know, and I can tell that my hormones are adjusting because I've had a hormone issue trying to get pregnant and haven't been able to accomplish that. But if I had known some of these principles beforehand, I think it would have really aided in being a healthier me at a younger age. But, you know, as the weight comes off, and I'm going to share with you everything. I'm just going to be an open book here. I'm not going to leave you out of nothing. When I go to the doctor's appointments, if I'm having a down moment and the blood work doesn't look that great, I'm going to let you know about it. Excuse me. Because, you know, I think the thing is that, you know, we should share the good and the bad with each other, especially when it comes to learning about food and making sure that we're healthy, because no one wants to have anyone in their life that is ill. And so, you know, I hope that you found some of these tips and the recipe for the chickpea salad. Again, there was sun-dried. It was a can of chickpeas, sun-dried tomato, some garlic powder, some Celtic sea salt, some regular pepper, organic pepper, some hemp oil, and lemon juice, and parsley. It's an easy recipe. It's very filling. It's a great salad for at work or on the run. It only takes a couple seconds to make. And I hope the tips on breaking down the kale will help you. And you know, don't throw these things away. Put them in your juicer. You know, and if anything, you know, feed them to the birds outside. Don't let this go to waste. You know, put it in your compost pile. But, you know, the best thing I have found in the vegan lifestyle is that nothing goes to waste. Not a single thing, from the stems to the leaves. Everything gets used and everything is nourishing to your body. I hope this helps. And like I said, if you have any questions, put it below. I got to take care of the baby. Toodaloo. Bye.